All right, so I'm going to be doing something a little more different than I normally do, and I am going to be doing my top 10 items and my total sales for the month of February. So stay with me on this one. I'm going to be riding around the Trans Mountain area of El Paso, Texas. This is the mountain that cuts through the east side, north, and the northeast of El Paso. So you'll get a little bit of a scenic view and kind of showing you the back roads of this road, but then also going through over my sales. So let's go ahead and get into this. So for the month of February, I ended up making $1,222 total sales. Now compared to month of January, because right after Christmas, my percentages went down 28.5%, as you can see here on the screen. So we're going to go ahead and go through the top 10 items, and then also at the end kind of show you a major mistake that I did and what I had to do in order to fix it. And I lost a little bit of money doing that, but that was my fault, and you'll see why. All right, so the first item that we had sell, the top end item for high value item, was $70. It was a lot of two PS3 Guitar Heroes, and these were both the Les Pauls with no dongle, and it both also came with these straps. And so with this here, I was able to source these from a older lady on Facebook Marketplace for about $30 for all four. So I had three Les Pauls and one World Tour guitar, which you'll see in my other sale. And so for this here, I had it a little more heavier cost, and so it helped me offset. One, I was able to earn my money, and then two, with the shipping and everything else involved, I ended up actually spending, I think, maybe $3 more on the shipping on these, but overall, I still made my money back and then also made a profit from this. So next up here is a travel golf cover. This is one that I got when I was in Alaska, and I, believe it or not, I play golf, and I didn't even use this for my golf clubs to travel. What I used this for was, back in 2010, I had some midlife crisis when it came to wanting to get back into BMX riding. So I bought a pretty expensive BMX bike, probably about $350, $400 BMX bike. Got back into BMX, liked it, enjoyed it, came back to the States after, well, I wouldn't say came back to the States, I came back to the lower 48 from Alaska, and I sold it. And so I had this bag laying around forever, and I was like, you know what? I can find a buyer for this. So I ended up listing it for $62, and also the shipping came out, about $50 after all, said and done with the fees. All right, next up, I always make sales on this. And these are pants that I've had for a very, very long time, and they just keep making me money, and I can't complain. I mean, I get to the point now where I only have two available, and I just found a bin with more pants. So if you are in the military, sell these. And I ended up having a sell of, I think on this one, 3 sales for the month of February, which totaled out to about $72 worth of sales. And then after all said and done, I think I net profited about $40. So up next here is a working German antique flower porcelain mantle shelf clock. So my wife was in Germany in November, and this was before the coronavirus, of course. Was able to get this clock here for $1, and we were able to resell it for, of course, $50 plus the shipping. I was very, very, very cautious how I packed this up, and I wanted to make sure that I did it right. All right, next up is these Crocs, and I got these brand new at Marshall's, I believe, for $10. So I picked up 2 pairs. It was either $10 to $12. So I ended up only making about $5, $6, but it was a profit. And I couldn't complain because these were very light, easy to ship, easy to pack, still new with tags, sent it out the door. Right here, these were my first pair of shoes that I tried to get into an attempt, and they weren't that. I didn't make a good profit on these, to be honest with you. I paid $29 at Marshall's for these, and these were considered on sale. And I had these listed on 3 different platforms. And unfortunately, eBay, Poshmark, I kept trying to drop the prices, and this is what I got for it. I ended up probably making about $3 or $4, but it was just a lesson learned. I need to buy lower on when it comes to newer shoes, or just price it higher and be patient. All right, next up, always look for VHS players, test them out in the store, go grab a tape and test it out, and you'll be good, because I always sell these. I believe I picked this one up for $8.99 if I'm not mistaken. This may have been the one from Salvation Army, so it might have been a little more. I believe it might have been $11.99 or $12, but still, out the door, I was still able to make a profit about $20 on this. All right, here's the other set, and unfortunately, on the whammy bar, I didn't put that on the description. So the World Tour one, the one that you see here on the left, ended up having some rust, and the buyer ended up complaining about that. He put it on a return request. So what I did was we worked it out. He goes, hey, if you want to just give me half, I'll be able to take that and we can call it a day. So I ended up sending him half his money, and it was good to go. And here on the video I'm trying to show you here is that I am showing you the El Paso scenery. It's pretty beautiful. And we're going to, at the end of the video here, I'm going to show you the full-blown scenery of this ride. All right, up next are these mountain boots that I've had for quite a while. These were used boots, pre-owned, $40, $12 shipping, easy money. Nothing to, no cost for me. These were free boots that were issued a couple years back. All right, this was what I wanted to kind of get you guys into, is my mistake. So I got this for $14.99 at a Goodwill back in Florida when I was home on leave. And unfortunately, I was not able to look up this entirely because I was kind of in a rush to list it, and I made a mistake because this is a camera bag. Well, the camera bag's supposed to have the inserts in it, and they did not. And so the buyer reached out to me, said, hey, can you please kindly send the inserts? I'm like, oh crap, I didn't know they were in there. And so I ended up having to buy another one, used one with the inserts, same exact model, same color, and send it to him, and he sent this one back. And so now I have a bag without inserts that I have to sell as is. So, like I said, this wraps up my sales for the month of February. It was a slow month, but at the same time, our biggest dilemma right now is not listing enough. And that's what we are working on currently right now. Now with the whole situation happening with banned traveling, me and my wife have a lot more time now associated to or allocated to us to be able to list. And we're in the garage right now. I'm in the garage right now recording this over what I filmed, and that's what I'm going to be doing. So thank you for tuning into this video. Hit the subscribe button. Also hit that like button if you like these types of videos. I'm going to be doing more of these, of my monthly sales on the motorcycle. I probably won't have my phone. I'll just do a dub over and ride along, and have the right timing down between my items to the amount of time that it takes me to record the video. But that way I could be able to cover the whole video itself. But this is El Paso. This is, we are a border town, and I showed you, if you look to the right hand side, right across from there is the Mexican border of Juarez. And like I said, this is it's a different town because where I'm used to being from in the Panhandle, Florida. I'm not originally from El Paso. My wife is. She was born in Mexico and then immigrated over back in the 90s. So, and that's what I like about El Paso is it is a different culture. It is a very heavily populated Hispanic culture, which ironically I kind of get mistaken as being Hispanic here because I'm Filipino. And if you didn't know, Filipinos have a very strong influence of Spaniard culture within their society, because the Spaniards occupied the Philippines for a very, very long time. A very, very long time. So I wanted to do a little stop here. This is one of the scenic views. When I was actually doing the dub over where I was actually doing the voiceover while I was riding, I did mention this is one of the spots where me and my wife, we took our wedding photos from off of this area. But as I mentioned, over the horizon right there is in the Mexican border. You really can't see the border wall unless you're closer to the city. But there's three main bridges within the city of El Paso that crosses over the border. The main one being right off of I-10, and then there's one downtown, and then there's one on the going east outside of El Paso. And like I said, this is a beautiful view here. And you get the breathtaking feeling of everything. And if you're not used to elevation, it's going to have a little effect on you based on the 4,500 feet elevation that we are in. And my son was just here for spring break, and he was getting nosebleeds closer to the mountains. And it just always happens when he visits. So anyways, I hope you guys like this video. Hit that thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment down below what you think about this video here. I hope it was informative. That way you guys can be able to use this as your way of what to look for when you are shopping. Whether you're a veteran reseller or a brand new reseller, or moderately just being, fairly seasoned into this. So hope you like this, and I will talk to you soon, guys.